And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of New Earth TV Live, our 101st episode today. So we're going to do things a little bit more special today. Usually we do a guided meditation, but today we're going to be doing a little bit more with inner practices, working with going within, working with going into the low idle state, helping yourselves to go into that silent, still, surrendering state, and being able to experience that together through the webcast today. And of course, we'll be going into distance healing, and we'll also be doing some Q&A as well, too. So first and foremost, before we get started, we'll move on to some announcements.
The world's first spiritual rejuvenation technology in the form of modern everyday items has arrived through AetherX. AetherX offers transcendental healing products that work to detoxify, replenish, and restore you on a physical, emotional, and mental level. The Aether Bed Kit takes the form of a powerful rejuvenation technology that utilizes your own life force energy to restore organs, glands, bodily systems, the energy system, and replenish emotional and mental well-being. The AetherX card decks, the healing code cards, eliminate and detoxify physical, emotional, and mental conflicts within the body. 44 beautifully designed geometrical cards specifically designed to work on the major areas of the body, encouraging natural recovery and increased vitality. The healing code cards come in 3 different themes: the body, mind, and energy decks, each with their own specific design to renew and rejuvenate the body. AetherX apparel and accessories that offer comfortable attire and beautiful geometrical and image designs to detoxify, strengthen, and rejuvenate the body. Download our collection of free sample images and cards from our website so that you can witness the benefits of AetherX spiritual technology for yourself. Visit our website now at atherx.co and begin your rejuvenation journey with us.
And of course, this coming Sunday is Transmissions from Adronis. So this is a free webinar, just as I did 2 weeks ago. Can't believe it's already been 2 weeks already. It's amazing. So Transmissions from Adronis, this is going to be happening tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So if you go into the video description, you will see the link, the free registration link there, to join this Transmissions from Adronis on Zoom. Okay, so all questions are just going to be made by Zoom attendees, live Zoom attendees. So please make sure you're not sending me any emails about questions ahead of time. Okay, I just simply will not respond to those. It's only just for the people who are tuning into this live and being a live Zoom attendee. So again, you just go down to the video description. You can click on the link there and you can be part of it. It'll basically just be an open Q&A forum with Adronis where he will help out with any questions that you have that are personal, semi-personal, or general in nature. So I'm looking forward to this amazing event happening this coming Sunday, again at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And of course, distance healing, private sessions, and 3 questions by email is available. Like I said, when I do private sessions, Adronis is also available should you want to talk to him, and he will be made available. So again, tarot readings and higher self-communication. That is only available for private sessions regarding Adronis, not 3 questions by email. So again, those are available, and you can check that out on newearthteachings.com. And of course, everything on this YouTube channel is backed up. So again, the New Earth Teachings backup channel, odyssey.com/@newearthteachings. You can find that also in the video description. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with today's webcast. Oh, one thing I forgot to say as well, too, is with AetherX. Okay, so we have the promo code March 1. Okay, so that's all capital letters, March 1. And you can receive 15% off all products on the website. Okay, and this is valid until March 8th. Okay, so we have this sale taking place right now, this discount offer. 15% off everything. It's only a single one-time use coupon code per customer. So again, it's good till March 8th. You can check out our website here, atherx.co. You can check out the YouTube channel, AetherX Store, Facebook and Instagram as well too. AetherX Store, and atherx.co. I'm saying AetherX. What am I doing? So again, feel free to check that out. And I'm hoping to eventually get to webcasts that I'll be doing live on the AetherX channel I'm just building up some more and more subscribers right now. So again, if you want to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe to AetherX, and that will give me the minimum that I need to start doing live webcasts with AetherX as well too. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and we'll get started with today's broadcast. Hello everybody, good to see you all here. So the first thing we're going to do today is we're just going to work with some inner practices. Okay, so like I said, usually I do some guided meditations, but again, if you do want to look at some guided meditations, just go back into some of the past webcasts, like last week's, where we did another Mass Earth meditation. This week, though, I want to focus a little bit more on inner practices, because I was talking about this the other day with New Earth Tarot, talking about the idea of the importance of going within, talking about the importance of going into a low idle state. Someone was asking, Brad, how do I increase my psychic abilities? And I said, surrendering. That's the key, right? It's not about visualization practices. Those can help to a certain extent. They can help to open you up a little bit more. It's not to say that those are bad things. They're helpful. But if you really want to truly expand your awareness, if you truly want to expand your intuition, I should say, expanding intuition and empowering your psychic abilities, you want to go into a state of surrender. So the first step really is pranayama. And through pranayama, we're going into a low idle state. Once we get into that low idle, subtle state of being, then we start going into a state of surrender. We start following the breath. We start doing something like Hakalau. We just start becoming a lot more aware of the senses. And then we move past the senses, and we just come completely into the state of awareness, where the mind is completely quiet. And the longer that you're able to stay there, the greater your intuition is going to grow, the greater that your psychic abilities are going to expand and enhance themselves, the greater the health in the physical, emotional, and mental bodies is going to grow and expand as well too. So there are a tremendous amount of benefits just by being still, just by being silent, and just by being in surrender. It's what actually moves you into being your natural self, because that's where you are when you're doing that. So we're going to do this today. We're going to do 3 different types of pranayama breath control practices. Okay, so the first one is the common one that we know, is heart rate variability. Okay, so we're going to do 10 rounds of that. Then we're going to go into nadi shodhana pranayama, and then we're going to go into the B breath. Okay, so heart rate variability, alternate nostril breathing, nadi shodhana pranayama, and then the Brahmari, or the B breath. We're going to do that together, and we're going to do 10 rounds of each. Then we're going to get ourselves into the subtle state. Now we're going to move ourselves into that space of silence, stillness, and surrender. Okay, so just get yourselves nice and comfortable, nice and relaxed. I would suggest sitting in a chair for this, but if you want to lay down in the bed, that's up to you. But I would really suggest sitting in a chair for these exercises. It's a lot better than laying down. Okay, so that's my recommendation. Usually when we're doing these types of pranayama, being in a seated position is best. Okay. So let's start off with heart rate variability. Spine nice and straight. Taking a deep breath into the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out to the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And relax. Okay, we're now going to move on to the second pranayama, which is nadi shodhana pranayama, the alternate nostril breathing. Okay, so what you're doing with this is just taking your right hand, your right thumb, placing your right thumb over your right nostril. And we're just going to breathe in for 4 seconds, and then we're going to switch. So when we switch, we're using the ring finger of our right hand, and we're just moving it over the left nostril, breathing that out 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we fill it up again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we switch again. Okay, very, very simple. So just go ahead and follow with me. We're going to do 10 rounds of this. Okay, so deep breath in. Again, taking the right hand, right thumb, plugging it here. In, 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch, 1, 2, 3, 4. In, 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch, 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch, breathing in, breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch, 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch, 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. Breathe in and switch, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's hard to do this and keep track at the same time, so bear with me. So breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. Switch. Breathing in. Switch. Okay, we're going to do this one more time. Breathing in. Switch. And relax. Okay. I don't know if that was 10 times. It was just hard for me to kind of keep track of it and do it at the same time. Okay, so that is Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. So again, as we continue to do that a lot more, this again is just mostly for demonstration practices. You're going to feel again a lot of great lightness coming into the body. That's really cleaning out the Nadi channels, right? We have the Ida, we have the Pingala, we have the central channel, the Sushumna. And these 3 channels get completely cleaned out when we're doing Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. If you start doing that for a few minutes, you're going to feel very relaxed, very calm, very centered, and vitalized as well too. It's a beautiful feeling. Third one we're going to do right now is we're going to do Brahmari breath, okay, otherwise known as the bee breath. Okay, we're going to do 10 rounds of this one as well too. Now if this is too intense, you can make it shorter. You could do 5 rounds if you want to, that's fine. But I'm going to do a full 10 rounds of the Brahmari breath. Okay, so all we're doing is we're basically just taking our index finger and we're plugging the tragus. Okay, this is called the tragus here, this little part here of the ear, called the tragus. We're just pushing that in. Okay, so we're pushing in the tragus just like this. If you want to, you can just stick your finger in the ear too, that's fine if you want. This is normally what I do, is just pushing in the tragus. Okay, and then we start doing the bee breath. So how that works is as your ears are plugged, taking a deep breath in, and just humming as you breathe out slowly. Okay, so we're going to do that together now. 10 rounds of that. Deep breath in as you plug your ears now. Second time. Third time. Fourth time. Fifth time. Sixth time. Seventh time. Eighth time. Ninth time. Final time. And relax. That feels really good too. Okay, so those are the 3 pranayama breath controls I wanted to work with you guys today. Okay, so like I said, when you're working with the B breath, you're actually stimulating the pineal gland. Okay, you're stimulating a lot of the major glands of the body. You're stimulating the pituitary, the pineal. You're also stimulating the thyroid. You're also stimulating a lot of the organs as well too. Okay, you're also stimulating the vagus nerve when you're doing the Brahmari or the B breath. Okay, so very powerful. They may look a little strange, but strange isn't always a bad thing. It's quite a good thing. It's actually being normal. That's actually much more strange. Okay, so the stranger you are, in fact, that's more the normal that you are. That's how I see it anyways. So what we're going to do next is we're going to do what's known as the Hakalau. Okay, so you've seen me do this before for those of you who are regulars on my YouTube channel. Okay, so all we're doing is we're just going to take our hands, we're just going to put them together like this, just so both index fingers are touching, and we're just going to move them out. And I want you just to stare forward, and I want you to be aware of your index fingers as they go into your peripheral vision. Okay, so you see the left index finger in the left side of your peripheral vision, the right index finger on the right side of your peripheral vision. And I want you just to look ahead, but I want you to be aware of the index fingers that are in the peripheral vision here and now. So just take a minute now, relax, and I want you to be aware of your fingers in the peripheral vision. Just be aware of your index fingers in your peripheral. Okay, I just want you to place your hands down now. I want you just to keep looking forward. And I want you just to be aware of everything that you are able to see. Right? Everything that you're able to see, I want you to be aware of that now. And now we're going to go into our hearing, and I want you just to hear, be aware of everything that you hear now. Now I want you to go into your touch. I want you to be aware of everything that you're touching and everything that's touching you, here and now. Now I want you to go into your sense of smell. I want you to be aware of everything that you are able to smell, here and now. I also want you now just to be aware of your breath. Be aware of how you naturally breathe now. Okay, I want you just to be aware of what you are able to taste now. And now I want you to experience all 5 senses at the same time. What you see, what you smell, what you touch, what you taste, what you hear. All at the same time. Now. Okay, and finally, as you're still continuing to look ahead, I want you to be aware of your entire space, 360 degrees, without moving a single muscle of your body. I want you to be aware of what's behind you without you needing to look at it. I want you to be aware of your entire space, 360 degrees, without moving your body altogether. Do this now. And deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay. So when you were doing those sensory exercises with me, how many thoughts were coming into your mind? I would probably say that hardly any of you had any thoughts whatsoever. As you were busy focusing, you were busy being aware of what you could see, what you could smell, what you could taste, what you could touch, what you could hear. And being able to get that perception of awareness relating to a 360-degree panoramic view without moving a single muscle in your body. Okay? This is what silences the mind. And that's what we're doing. So we work together with a simple exercise like this. Again, the pranayama helps us to go into a low idle, subtle state of being. We stimulate the parasympathetic using those 3 pranayama exercises that we did. And then we start to silence the mind by working with the Hakalau process. Okay? Basically just working with your awareness. Being aware of your fingers in the peripheral, being aware of your senses, being able to experience your senses all at the same time, and then being able to just be aware of 360 degrees of your environment without moving a single muscle in the body. As you do that, your mind just gets quieter. So this is where we're going to move on to next. And we're going to move on into getting silent, getting still, and being in surrender. So getting silent is first and foremost, just like what you were doing with Hakalau. Okay? You're just looking ahead. You don't even have to close your eyes. Okay? Eyes do not have to be closed. They can if you want, but you don't have to. Okay? It's really up to the person. If I can still feel my innerness while I'm looking ahead, I'm good. If I feel I want to close my eyes because that's helped me to reflect on my innerness, that's good. It doesn't matter if your eyes are open. It doesn't matter if your eyes are closed. It's completely up to you, okay? So I want you now just to be completely still. I want you to be in a posture where you're not fidgeting around, you're not moving around. I basically want you to feel like you're a granite statue. You're not moving a single muscle. So this is why we're just making sure that we're in a posture that is very, very relaxing. We're very calm. Sometimes if we need to take a pillow, we can put a pillow just at our lower back when we're seated. And if that helps you with your posture to keep you nice and still, that's exactly what we're doing. All I want you to do is I want you just to be aware of your breath and a natural rhythm. Okay, you're not trying to force your breath to be controlled. You're just observing your natural flow of breath. And you're just observing your natural space around you. And I want you to be completely still as you can make yourself. Okay? So when you're nice and comfortable now, just look ahead or close your eyes, whichever you prefer. I want you just to put your awareness on the breath and on your space all together. Let's begin. Don't move a single muscle. I want you just to be aware of your breath. I want you just to be aware of your space. As you're aware of your breath, and you're aware of your space, everything within you just starts to go silent. Just be aware of how your breath is flowing in the natural rhythm. Be aware of how you breathe in. Be aware of how you breathe out. Be aware of the space that is all around you. And as you go into that stillness where you're not moving a single muscle, and as you're going into that inner silence, you are feeling yourself completely surrendering, going beyond the body, going beyond the mind, where you are simply the essence of surrender itself. You have completely relinquished everything. You are simply being. All there is stillness. All there is silence. All there is surrender. I am giving up every identification that I have labeled myself as. I am giving up all tendencies that have only caused me to suffer. I am relinquishing all these feelings of ownership that I felt I needed to own up to. I am simply being. I am doing, not doing. I am. I am. I am. And let's take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And when you're ready, you can come on back. Okay? So we could certainly do that for a lot longer period. But what I'm teaching you guys today is just working together and getting into that state of stillness. Because this is where peace is. This is where your freedom is. This is where your liberation is. This is where your natural state of being is. Okay? It's not in your activity. It's not in your thoughts. It's not in your feelings. It's not in your emotions. It's not in your mind. Okay? That is the idea of being active. That is active dynamism. Okay? That's mindfulness. That's impermanence. That's not where your peace is. You will never find peace by being active. You will never find peace by being talkative. You will never find peace by being thoughtful. You will never find peace by being emotional. You will never find peace by colliding yourself with so many different belief systems that are all part of the constructs of the mind. The mind is not where peace is. The mind is not where God is. God is not a vibration, but all vibrations are God. Okay? God is not man, but all man is God. Right? God is not the universe, but everything that is the universe is God. This is the way to see this. So, it's as to say, all things return to God, but God is not one with all things. All things are simply one with God. That's the idea. For you to be God is exactly that. It is for you to be God. To know God is to be God. Therefore, you are realizing that you are letting go of everything that represents the impermanence. Everything that is the manifest is simply that expression. But again, all of those things return to God, but God does not return to those things. It's like if I was to draw this picture right here. If I was to paint it, if I was to put it all together, make this beautiful thing, and I would say everything that I put on that canvas returns to me, because it is my knowledge, it is my expertise, it is my skill, It is my actions that put all of that together. Am I one with that picture? No. Is that picture one with me? Yes, because I'm the expressor of that picture. Okay? Which means that particular picture, in that sense, everything that's created on there, I created that. Am I one with my creation? No, I'm not. Is my creation one with me? Yes, it is. Okay? Because I'm the creator of that. So when you're looking at the idea of a creator and the nature of creation, creation is always your palette. It's your canvas. It's everything that you have manifested, everything that you have brought into being. And that's really how you can see it, with the idea of the creator, the creative. The creative creates the creation. Okay? But the creative can never be one with the creation, because the creative is responsible for all of creation. When you are the creative force, you're the unmanifest. There's no form to you, because form is part of the creation. Form is what is created, it is what is manifested. Okay? It's not the idea of thinking that, yeah, God is one with me, I am one with God. Okay? I can only be one with God when I truly am God, when I know myself to be God, when I am being God. I know God. When I know God, I am being God. And that is to truly be in the essence of the unmanifest. That is to truly be the creative force, rather than the idea of thinking that this is the manifest or the created or the creation. So creation is simply the result of the creative force, but nothing can truly be one with the creative force because it has no form, it has no texture, it has no objectivity, it has no imagery, right? Look around your room right now. Okay, if you're in a room, I want you just to look around it. Go ahead, move your muscles, move your neck, and I want you just to look around it. Okay. So you're looking around your room. What is it that we cannot see when we are inside a room? What is it that we cannot see? The empty space. Okay? Our mind pulls us into all of these objects. So here's my poster behind me, here's my Om symbol behind me, here's my shelf of books behind me, here's my physical body right here, here's my screen that I'm looking at directly in front of me. The mind is able to easily identify these things. It's able to identify all of these things pertaining to objects. What does it not identify? It does not identify the empty space, because the mind is not designed to identify what is empty, to identify what cannot be fathomed as an object. That's how the mind works. This is why the mind itself will always work as an impermanence and not a permanence. It doesn't know the infinite. It doesn't know about the empty space, right? So when you walk into a room, you're always looking for objects to identify with. You're never walking in the room and say, oh, I love the empty space in here. No, you're not thinking that at all. You want something to cling on to. You want something to identify with. And that's what the mind does. The mind wants to attach itself to some type of identity, right? So here's a card here, and I'm attaching to that identity as an object here. So my mind instantly goes there. But if I basically held up a blank piece of paper, let's just say, for example, this was a blank piece of paper, so there's something on the other side, there's nothing that the mind can go to, right? With that blank white sheet of paper, it simply sees the infinite, and it can't get it. This is why the mind can never understand the infinite. It's not designed to understand that, because its nature is externality. And whenever you're looking at externality when it pertains to objects, you are always going to see the finiteness of being. If I draw a little black circle on the back of that white piece of paper, the mind instantly goes there. If I erase that little black circle and all there is a blankness, the mind can't compute. It doesn't get it. When you just have that white piece of paper and there's nothing on it, that's the infinite. Okay? The mind cannot digest it. This is why you have to go beyond the mind to truly know the infinite. Okay? You can never understand the infinite, but you can be it. Okay? That's the same thing with God. That's the same thing with the self. You can never understand God. You can never understand the self. God is not a vibration. The self is not a vibration. Consciousness is not a vibration. Okay? All of that represents the nature of the infinite. Awareness is not a vibration. Okay? Vibrations are of the mind. It's within the mind sphere. Everything that represents that which we can identify with, something that we can have rapport with in that way. You can't really have a rapport with that which you cannot see, that which you cannot fathom, that which you cannot perceive, until you go beyond the mind and be that yourself. Right? This is why we get ourselves into a low vital state. This is why we move ourselves into silence, into stillness, and into surrender, where all there is now is just that eternal peace. That eternal peace is also called happiness. That eternal peace is also called love. That eternal peace is also called bliss. And when you immerse yourself deeper into the creative and the unmanifest, that's all there is. You're going deeper and deeper into bliss. You're getting deeper and deeper into happiness. You're getting deeper and deeper into love. You're getting deeper and deeper into joy. You're going deeper into nirvana. You're going deeper into samadhi. Whatever you want to term it as. It doesn't care what you call it. It's just what's there. So this was the inner practice that I wanted to share with all of you today. Because when you start to work with this a lot more, you're going to move yourself into the true nature that you are. Because you are not going to find sanctity by any of these news stories, by any of these things that are happening in an active, dynamic, impermanent world. None of that can bring you happiness. It's not possible. It's just the artist with the palette, with the paint, painting the canvas, painting these stories, painting these images, painting these dramas, right? Why does the artist do it? Well, there's the enigmatic question. Why does the artist do it? Maybe the easier answer is because I can. Why do all these things happen in the mind? Because they do. Right? Maybe that's the answer. I don't think we've ever had a definite answer in regards to why does the impermanent mind exist? Why do we have all these thoughts? Why do we have all these things? Because we can. And I think that's the best answer you will ever come across, because we can. Okay? Thank you, everybody, for joining me for, again, the Inner Practices segment. We're now going to go ahead and move on to healing. So if you guys do have any distance healing requests, either for yourself or for someone else, I will go ahead and do healing today. I'm going to be doing the spirit healing power, okay, not magnetic healing, as I was doing last time. We're going to go into the spirit healing power. So I'm just going to check the chat. If you guys do have any donations that you want to leave, you'll be put first in line. If it's rather for yourself or for somebody else, you can certainly do that. So let me just go up the top of the chat here. Now kind of work my way down. Okay. So this one here is from Mario. Mario says, "Hello, Brad. May I ask healing for my brother-in-law, Jesus Belandra? His knees hurt all the time. It may be arthritis. Thank you. He is such an active, good person." Okay, definitely. I will certainly help him out. Okay. So we'll work with Jesus. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be taking a moment. Okay, and I'll be calling in Jesus' higher self to be present with me now. Okay, he is now present with me. And so, Mario, if you want to do some background healing as well too, you're welcome. If anybody else wants to do that for Jesus, we can do that as well too. Okay? So, with the higher self, we're just expanding our hands, expanding the heart light, bringing it out all the way, representing the love, the trust, and the faith, permeating the entire cosmos with it. And now slowly bringing those hands back, saying, "I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me." Okay, we will go ahead now, and we will begin. Okay, so thank you very much, Mario. So all that spirit light has been placed into Jesus. Okay, so we're basically just clearing out all debris. I'm not even saying if it's arthritis, it's basically just debris. It's representing conditions, impurities, abnormalities, discrepancies contained within his knees. So all of that is being worked on right now, being cleansed, being purified, being given back to spirit, so that he is now being revitalized and repaired altogether. Okay, so you can let me know how he's doing over the next little while. You can always drop me an email at go to newarkteachings.com, go to the contact page, and you can always drop me an email there. Okay, thank you very much. All right, moving down the chat here. Okay, so there are some Q&A questions here, guys. We're just going to kind of skip Q&A just until we get to it. We'll be getting to Q&A here in just a few minutes. Okay, we're just looking at healing requests right now. And I got one from Love of Spirit. So Love of Spirit is saying, thank you for sharing freely the most profound knowledge. Blessings. Thank you, Love of Spirit. Good to see you here. Okay, let's go down the chat. Okay. Okay, this one is from MLK, Star Fashion. MLK says, hi Brad, can you heal my whole back? The pain feels like an overdue of my muscle, no matter I am up or sitting down. Okay, very good. I also got a donation from Anna. Anna, thank you very much. So MLK, yes, I'll work with you right now. We'll work on that situation with your back. Okay, heal the whole back, the pain feel. Okay, so we basically want to work on the spine. We do want to work on the muscles in the back. I think we'll just do a full vertebrae healing. We'll do a full musculoskeletal healing and a full nervous musculoskeletal system healing as well too. Okay, so MLK, I just want you to go ahead and join me right now. I just want you to place your hands upon the center of your chest, and let's just take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, and now I just want you to feel your heart opening up like a blossoming flower, just like a flower that's opening up, blossoming, and you're just feeling the spirit light coming together. Okay, placing your hands in prayer posture to the center of your chest, and feel all of that spirit light moving in between your palms, and just expanding that light out nice and slowly as you breathe in and breathe out, letting that light permeate the entire cosmos. This is representing your love, your trust, and your faith. Now slowly bringing your hands back. As you're slowly bringing them back, you're saying to yourself, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay? And we will now go ahead and begin. Okay, thank you very much, MLK. So all of that spirit light has gone into the entire vertebrae. It's gone into the entire muscular, skeletal, and nervous system. Also cleaned out your chakra centers and your Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna Nadi channels as well too, just balancing everything out. Okay, so you can let me know how you're feeling after the next little while. Okay, you can always drop me an email as well too. Thank you very much. I'm just getting high off these healings again. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Okay, I do have one here from BB Giddings. BB says, "Hi Brad, can you please send some healing for my partner Mark, please? He has been having lots of headaches, heart palpitations, and problems with his eyesight. He's been feeling very down lately." Okay, so I will go ahead and do that for Mark. So what we're going to do for Mark now is I'm just going to go ahead and bring his higher self in. So just asking for Mark's higher self to be present with me. Okay, he is present. Okay, we're just going to work together with the higher self now, expanding the hands, expanding the heart light, representing love, trust, and faith. Slowly bringing that back now. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. And BB, if you want to do some healing for Mark in the background as well, you can. And we will now go ahead and begin. Okay. So BB did some work on him. So this is just a lot of stress he's been under. He's really been kind of straining himself a lot with, I'm thinking work, I'm thinking a lot of other maybe family matters, personal matters as well too. I think he's also had some problems with diet as well. He puts a lot of undue stress, unnecessary stress upon himself. His liver gets taxed quite a bit. His heart, of course, is feeling the reciprocation of that. A lot of it is overactivity. Okay, this is often what we refer to as when you're basically right side imbalanced. When you're right side imbalanced, you're working too hard, you're thinking too much, you're worrying too much, you're concerned too much, right? Your emotions are in an uproar, your physical body is being overworked, and he's just exhausted, right? And you crash. That's basically what happens. So this, again, is a sign of Kundalini disturbance, okay? So again, it's what happens when the Kundalini gets disturbed and it starts veering off to the right side. It's overactivity, okay? So help him to relax. Help him to take it easy. Help him to feel like he's not overdoing it. He's not taxing himself too much. So why there's heart palpitations, it's the heart saying, hey, calm down, settle down, take a break, take a rest. You're pushing too hard, okay? That's why he's getting headaches. You're thinking too much. You're pushing the body too hard. You're pushing the body past its limit. That's why he's getting problems with eyesight. It's strain, okay? Again, pushing himself too much. So just help him to realize he's working too hard. He needs to settle. Might be good for him to take up things like meditation and just bring himself much more into a relaxed state of being, okay? So that's what I'd recommend. But again, Spirit Light is with him, helping him out with this. All right. Thank you very much, BB. Okay. So, guys, I think we're going to do one more healing request, and we're going to go ahead and do a group distance healing. Okay, let me see here. Okay, I'll just be one moment here, guys. I'm just looking through the list here. Okay. Okay, so Grow is asking for some pain for herself. So Grow, you can go ahead and you can join me here. So Grow, all I want you to do is just place your hands upon the center of your chest. Okay. Taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. Feeling your heart opening up, feeling that light coming out of the heart, and just feeling that light in between your palms. And expanding your hands out. Letting that light permeate through the entire cosmos. This is representing your love, your trust, and your faith. And I'm just bringing that back now and saying to yourself, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay? And helping out with a lot of the pain that you have in the body. Okay? So we'll go ahead now and we'll begin. Okay. So, Grow, just take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, so it's no surprise, Grow, that you're overtaxing yourself. There's a lot of stress within yourself as well, too, right? I think you've just been worried about a lot of situations that have been happening collectively. I think there's maybe also been some concerns in your personal life as well, too. It's kind of a mixture of different things. It's like a soup in that way. So we just want to remember we want to return ourselves right back to center. So really keep into consideration everything I shared today pertaining to the low idle state, going into subtle state of being silent, being still, surrendering. Okay. You guys may also want to look into the white light energy ball technique. This is for everybody that I've worked with today. Okay. Look into the white light energy ball technique that you can find on my YouTube channel. It's one of my videos. Okay. Just type it into the search bar. Brad Johnson, white light energy ball technique. Okay. You can find it on YouTube. It'll pop up. I'd like you to do the exercise, okay? And just putting that pure feeling, as if everything that you were concerned about with a snap of a finger has already disappeared, and you're just feeling the sensation of feeling that, all of those things disappearing, all of that raw feeling that represents, oh my goodness, this is gone, oh my God, I feel elated, I feel amazing. That's what you're putting in the ball, right? And you're just putting that into your solar plexus, your own chanting. And I'd like you to do that at least twice a day, okay? Once in the morning when you wake up, second time in the evening, just before going to bed, working with the white light energy ball technique. Okay? Thank you very much. Okay, everybody, we're going to go ahead and do group healing right now. So with group healing, we're going to do some surrendering work together. Okay? So I want you right now just to imagine you're scanning your body now with a beam. Okay? This horizontal beam that's slowly going down the body. Okay, it's like you're scanning your physical, emotional, and mental bodies. And I want you just to be aware of anything that you feel you're ready to let go of. And that can be anything physical, anything emotional, anything mental. Okay, this is just for you, right? I want you just to do this body scan for you right now. Okay? Don't worry about doing this for somebody else. I want you just to do this for you. I want you to concentrate on you today. Okay? And I want you to be aware of that certain thing that you're holding on to. And you're telling yourself now through your thought, I'm ready to let this go. I'm ready to let this go. I'm ready to let this go. Okay, very good. Now I want you just to place your hands upon the center of your chest. We're not extracting it or anything. We're just being aware of what that thing is. Okay? And I'm just going to go ahead now and just place a ball around everybody. Okay. And with your hands there, I want you just to feel like as you are aware of this right now, it's like it's a ball inside you. So you're not extracting it out of your body. You're just feeling like this sphere is holding that condition that you're now ready, willing, and able to let go of. Okay, and I just want you to feel yourself connecting with the spirit ball that is around you right now. Okay, and I want you just to go into that silence. I want you to go into that stillness. I want you to go into that surrender. Now I want you just to look at that ball and just imagining that what's inside that ball, inside yourself, is just like a liquid. And you're watching that liquid slowly starting to vaporize. You're vaporizing all of that liquid away as you surrender and let go. As you surrender and let go. As you surrender and let go. And I'm going to count backwards from 5 to 1. And when I reach 1, you'll feel yourself completely surrendering to everything in that ball. And you're going to snap your fingers and watching it all disappear. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Snap your fingers. Watch it disappear. Okay, is that ball inside you now completely empty? Okay, if the answer is yes, very good. You're just going to ask yourself one last thing. Does this problem that was inside the ball still exist within me? Okay, if the answer is no, it doesn't, good, you're good. If it says yes, there's still a little bit of something, put a little bit of that liquid back in that ball. And just do it again. Surrender, let it go. Surrender, let it go. Surrender, let it go. And once you feel that only a teeny bit of that liquid is left, snap your fingers, watch it all disappear. Okay? That's the group healing for today. We're just surrendering whatever that physical, emotional, and mental condition is. And through the power of your surrender, you're clearing it away just like that. Nothing to it. All right? Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me for the healing requests and also for the inner practices exercises today. So now we're going to go ahead and move on into Q&A. So if you guys do have any questions for me, you can feel free to place that in the chat. I will be going up through the chat, like I said, just as before. If you do want to leave a donation, your question will be first in line. Okay? Thank you very much, everybody. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to go right to the top of the chat. Let me go ahead and switch windows here. All right. I'm just feeling so high and so relaxed and so mellowed out right now. So if I'm feeling, if it's reflecting that way in my voice, I'm just very, very chill today. So doing all that work earlier with the inner practices really gets me into the low idle state. I just feel very relaxed, very calm, very centered. I hope you guys are feeling that too. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and start. Okay, this one's from Ding Dong. I love the name, Ding Dong. Hello. Ding Dong says, hello, Brad. Can you please say something to prepare us for how so many people will be going nuts now for their hardness of heart? Just let them be, right? That's the whole idea. If we try to change people, then we're basically not in harmony with them at all, right? You have to kind of let them be there in their own space and deal with their own things. When they need your help, just make yourself available, right? It's like you're holding out your hand. Okay, do you want to take my hand? No, I'm fine. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give love and just hold space for you in the background while you're working on yourself. Okay? This is why I suggest to a lot of people doing the white light energy ball technique. If there's a loved one in your life who's having a very hard time, do the white light energy ball technique with them, right? Putting it into their solar plexus. You're just contributing your love to them. And that's it. But again, all you're doing is you're reaching out your hand, okay? A lot of people are not going to take your hand because they're still trying to figure all these things out for themselves. It's like with me, guys, with me doing this work for about 15 years, okay? I've never healed anybody, okay? People have come to me and said, Brad, we did your healing, and my back feels better, my legs feel better, my headache is gone. That's great. I didn't do any of it, okay? It's spirit that just works through me as a vessel. It's spirit that's doing all the work, okay? So rather than thinking that we need to do the work, that we need to go up to that person, right? If Ding Dong has a really good friend, and this really good friend is having a very, very difficult time, what's a good thing that Ding Dong can do? Well, what Ding Dong can do is just hold space, is talk to spirit. I ask the divine light of spirit to be with my friend during this time, to help them out, to be there for them, to give them all the support that they need. And I just want to see them move into a beautiful state of being, moving back into their love, their happiness, and their divinity. This is what I ask of spirit. Let it be so. Great. You did your work, right? You're being a vessel for spirit. You're letting spirit take care of spirit's children, okay? You're a child of spirit. Everybody else here is a child of spirit. So why not go to spirit? Why not go to the Supreme and let the Supreme take care of it? Because that's all I'm doing with you guys when I'm doing this healing work. I am not healing anybody. It's all spirit, okay? So yes, there's people who are saying, oh, they're going to go nuts. Okay, well, they have to go nuts then, right? And that's their reaching out their hand and wanting help. And if they take your hand, great. Work with them, help them out, right? Send them love, hold space for them, okay? That's all I'm really doing for you guys, is I'm helping you out by holding space. You're coming to me, you're being drawn to me, and I'm helping you out and holding space. I'm not resolving these problems for you. I'm just helping you to resolve your own power yourself, because it's through spirit that is working through you that makes all these things happen. It's like when you go into the ether bed kit, it's your life force energy that's working through the ether bed to completely heal you. It's your life force energy that's working through the cards, so the healing code cards, that is helping to heal you. It's always you. It's never been me, right? It's always been spirit. It's always been the one supreme, okay? So you're right, yes, some people are going to be going bonkers during this time, especially through the month of March. It's like I said yesterday, that the month of March is a transitional labor time. So there's going to be people that are just going to be losing their you-know-what, okay? And they're worried about things, and they think it's a new world order that's taking over, and there's calamity, and there's all these agendas, and there's earthquakes that are happening, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and we're just losing our minds, okay? You got to let them go through it. It's kind of like when you're watching a baby take their steps for the first time. You don't want them to fall. You don't want them to fall. And you're trying to hold on to them to make sure that they don't fall. They're never going to learn to walk on their own if you feel like you have to keep butting in and trying to get them to walk for them. You can't do it. You have to let them take their own steps without holding on to anything. If they trip and they fall, they know that they have somebody there to help them, okay? But you have to kind of let them trip and fall so that they can get their bearings. This is what's happening, okay? You have to look at the idea of like toddlers that are just learning how to walk. These people are still learning how to walk because they're learning how to live. The great majority of people on the earth haven't even lived yet. And I'm talking about people who are very intelligent as well too. I see people who are very intelligent, but they're constantly in survival mode. They're constantly surviving. You need to do this. You need to make sure you get these supplies. You want to make sure you're surviving with this. You want to make sure you don't do this, blah, blah, blah. They're constantly in survival mode. They haven't even begun to live yet. And these are intelligent people I'm seeing, right? That's not the way, okay? It's the idea that you're afraid to fall. You're afraid to fail. And you just want to, again, hold space. It's like you're seeing that little cute toddler just trying to walk from one edge to the room to the other. And you're just so in joy. You're so happy that they're learning how to walk. They may fall a few times. You're there to help them if they need it. They get back on their feet. They keep walking. And they get to the other side. Well, that's what you're doing. Okay? I want you just to hold space for the people who are frantic right now. Okay? See yourself in all that you know you love yourself about and radiate that love to them. Okay? The most important thing here, guys, as I've always said, is that you need to take care of yourself first. If you don't know how to take care of yourself, if you don't know how to be responsible for yourself, how do you expect to do that for anybody else? You can't. Okay? It has to come through you first. Work on yourself first. Get yourself into a good state of being. Stop worrying about the world. The world is not your responsibility. Can you guys say that after me right now? The world is not my responsibility. Or Brad, aren't I here to help other people? No, you're not. You're here to help yourself. Okay? Guys, I've never healed any of you. Not a single one of you. Because I'm not responsible for any of you. Okay? There's only one person I'm responsible here for. Me. There's only one person each of you are responsible for. You. Okay? Stop worrying about trying to babysit the planet. It's not your job. It's not your responsibility. Okay? As you start to work with yourself, you are remembering that you are the center point of your reality. As you are the center point of your reality, everything that you do to heal yourself, to work with yourself, because you're the only person who's changeable. Everybody else out here, every external, is never changeable. Can't change them at all. They look as they look, they act as they act, they behave as they behave, they reflect as they reflect. The only person that's changeable is you. When you start changing and you start shifting your Rubik's Cube, then it appears like everything else around you is changing. Do you know why that is? Because you're changing first. Okay? Outside world cannot change until you do. So therefore, when you relinquish the idea of thinking that you have bullies in your life, that you have antagonists in your life, that you feel you have all these problems and pain, and you're able to heal all that up, you're able to surrender, you're able to release, you're able to let it all go, the Rubik's Cube shifts. As the Rubik's Cube starts to shift, everything in external reality changes. It changes because you've changed first. Okay? Ding dong, that's what you have to do. You're getting too wound up about your externals. Okay? You gotta get out of the addiction of being concerned about externals. First and foremost comes here. And I'm going to work on myself. All the pain that I've been going through, the problems I've had in my early childhood, just like the new video I did the other day, about working together and healing your traumas in no time. Okay? You go back to your childhood. You start looking at all these things that you can recall. Is it abandonment? Is it abuse? Is it rejection? Is it addiction or escape? Okay? And I'm clearing all of that out. I'm healing all of that. I'm surrendering to it. I'm letting it go. I'm doing prana transmission technique. I'm oming it out. Do I have to do the snail up Mount Everest routine where I need to talk about everything for years and years and years and years and years and years? That's the scenic route. Okay, it's not to say it doesn't work. It just takes a really, really long time for that, right? For that particular technique. Okay, and that's what psychiatrists use. It's the talking out technique. And you might as well be a snail trying to climb up Mount Everest, right to the top. It takes a long time for that to actually bring about good results. What I'm talking about doesn't really require talking about anything. Prana transmission technique. Om. Release ball method. Surrender, 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 release. Gone. Within minutes. Okay? So that's what you're doing for yourself. As you realize you're the only one who can be changed. As you realize you're the only one who you can heal. As you realize you're the only one who can be better. Everything shifts. And now your world transforms into something completely different. That's why I don't really see a lot of the stuff that you guys see. But I can never make you guys see what I see, because I don't see a suffering world. When I look around here, I see some people who are ignorant, but I don't really see the idea of a world that's suffering. I see a world that's bettering itself. I see a very different world than what a lot of you guys see. Okay? And I don't expect you to see what I see, but I will always only continue to work together with the world that I see. And I only do what I can to give a perspective here. So maybe there's something that can be shared that you can take on board and work together with you with. So as far as other people go, ding dong, leave them alone. Okay? Your loved ones, you can always send love to, right? Always send support, always hold space, but don't get involved. Okay? Let them be. Let them figure these things out for themselves. And when they need your help, they will come to you. Let the world be the world. It's not your world to take care of. It's the world of spirit. Let spirit take care of it. Okay? It's all part of what we need to do to grow. This world is not going to be destroyed. Humanity is not going to destroy itself. Humanity is learning from its stumbles like an infant. And it's going to pick itself up and it's going to learn how to walk. And that's where we're going. Okay? We're going to move from being a toddler to being a child to being a teenager to being an adult. That's going to come. Okay? Just let ourselves fall right now and hold space as that happens. Okay? Thank you for your question. This one here is Just Life, $5 donation. Thank you very much. Hi, Brad. What is the deal with Christians saying all chronic conditions, pain, addiction, sickness, period, is all demons in our body? I say this in the greatest form of respect. It's ignorance. Okay? Because they don't even really know what a demon is. Okay? If I even asked a Christian, a hardcore Christian, can you show me what a demon is? What's a demon? Oh, there's like fire and ash and stuff. Really? So there's been a being that's come into you that's filled with fire and ash that's making you sick? And they shut up. Okay? So a lot of it is just ignorance. Guys, this is again the nature of the ignorance of religion. Okay? They take all these particular things, something that has been held through the nature of the scriptures that was meant as something else. It's meant to understand. It's an instruction book. That when you look at the Holy Bible is an occult book that is giving you instructions how man can become God. That's it. Okay? A lot of people take these stories literally and they get brainwashed by these preachers, by these priests, right? And they get all of these stories of thinking that everything is demonism, right? No, paganism is evil and demonism is evil. And if you're sick, it's because of demons, right? Now, in a way, that's somewhat correct because it represents the idea of you being out of alignment. It does represent your own emotional and mental traumas, but they're seeing demons as something else. Okay? So everything relating to your discrepancies within your body, about 90 to 95% is psychological. I certainly wouldn't call it demonic. Okay? But in a way, what the Bible is trying to tell you is that everything that is impaired within you is because you're not seeing yourself as the whole. You're seeing yourself as a discrepancy, right? You're seeing yourself as a separate self-consciousness. And that their lingo in that time would basically refer to that as demons. Other people who have, again, been brainwashed will look at everything as demonism. These fiery, ash, horrifying beings that come into you. That's not the case. It's all you. But it's looking into the idea of seeing something as a separate self, and it is peddling that idea of separate self tendencies to giving you the impression, to keeping you ignorant so you don't even know what's actually happening. Okay? But it is true. It's really that we are dividing ourselves. We're hurting ourselves. We're hurting our organs. We're hurting our glands. We're hurting our nervous system. We're making ourselves sick. We're making ourselves ill because of our own tendencies. Okay? And the Bible is trying to tell you that these tendencies represent that of a demon because you're not honoring yourself. You're walking the opposite path to harmony, and that's disharmony. So another way of saying it is just that the body is in disharmony, but we can certainly take it into deeper approaches. But people get into that mentality because they're brainwashed. They're brainwashed by religion because religion is giving them nothing but false premises, nothing but false ideas about what they think they are. And they are peddling that like salesmen or saleswomen, okay? Salespeople. So they've been brainwashed. It's nothing but a brainwash. It's nothing but mind control. Religions primarily are mind control systems. There's nothing really harmonious about them. There's little elements of truth in regards to their doctrines, but they don't even focus on that truth. They try to focus on 99% to brainwash you, to manipulate you, to mind control you. That everything's a demon and you should always be adversarial with another person, even though the Bible tells you, love God and love thy neighbor. How many of these Christians are doing that? Hardly any at all. Right? And I have people who have come up to me and they start quoting me with quotes from Jesus and they say, okay, what about this one? What about love God and love thy neighbor as you would yourself? Oh, well, whatever. Okay? They're hypocritical because they've been brainwashed, they've been handled, they've been programmed. Guys, I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness since birth. Okay? At 5 years old, I knew the entire religion was bullshit. I was a 5-year-old kid, guys. And I knew from the start that all of that stuff that they peddled through that ridiculous excuse of a religion was complete and total garbage. Okay? And I know that there's others as well too, even at very young ages, who would say, I'm not going to this. This is stupid. And I even was trying to tell my parents that. I said, you're going to this stupid thing and it's not going to do anything for you, right? That is not where heaven is. That is not where God is. They were brainwashed. Okay? My entire family was brainwashed by that stupidness. And that's what it is. It's complete and total stupidness. It's ignorance. They are ignorant mind control establishments. And you look at a lot of these big circuit overseers and the JWs, how they're riding around in limousines, how they have their own private jets, how they have gigantic mansions that they live in, milking off the donations of the faithful, right? It's nothing but an ultimate con. Religion, by far, in the form that it is right now, is one of the biggest con jobs there ever is. Okay? You're way happier without associating any particular type of religion to yourself whatsoever. It's exactly why I had to become a teenager and finally say, I'm walking away from this stuff. I'm not going to any of your meetings. I'm not joining this cult anymore to what the JWs represent, because they're nothing but a big fat cult. And I knew that as a kid. Okay? They couldn't brainwash me because I was not buying into any of this garbage that they were saying. I was the only one in my family who wasn't buying into their crap. I couldn't really say it though, because if I said something like that, I'd get the 3rd degree. Right? So that was very much my upbringing, being raised in this idiotic thing called a religion, and then finally just walking away from it when I was a teenager. Right? I wanted nothing to do with them. I believed in God, but I never believed them in the way that they would represent God. I thought this is the stupidest thing ever. Everything pertaining to every religion that I see is one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in my life. Right? And I still basically hold that to this day. I don't agree with any religion whatsoever. There's elements of truth in each and every single one of them, but they don't focus on that truth. They focus on manipulation. They focus on having yourself at odds, because that's how they control you. If we use the almighty power of God and give them all these commandments, well, then they're going to do exactly what we say out of the fear of God. And they're going to empty their wallets. They're going to give up their properties to us and everything like that, because, well, tell them, if you don't do that, you're going to go to hell. Okay? It's utter stupidness. And it has been stupidity of that nature that has been on this planet for centuries. Because there is what's known as an old religion. Okay? The ancient religion was actually respectable. Because the ancient religion did not talk about these stupid things that these brainwashing establishments do today. The ancient way of religion was remembrance. It was the remembrance of who and what you are. It's actually much more of the non-dual. We would actually understand that the way of the non-dual is actually the one original religion. Okay? And it did not involve a church other than this being a church. It did not involve the Bible other than the wisdom of God coming through man and woman. as being that Bible. That was the one true religion. The one true ancient religion is the religion of the non-dual. But we've forgotten that. And we just tie it in with all these compartmentalizations of different stupidness. It's differentiation, it's it's diversity. It's diversity of everything. It's like I quoted yesterday, as the Upanishads said, one who sees the diversity and not the unity wanders on from death to death. And that's basically what's happened with religions, right? And talking about Christians, talking about chronic conditions and demons and sickness and all that stuff. It's all the same garbage, right? It's ignorance. We can go a lot deeper than the idea of thinking all these things are demons, right? In a way, it's true, but there's a lot more to it than that. But they don't bother to elaborate on that because they want you to be at each other's throats. They want you to be in chaos so that they can milk off the money, they can milk off the resources of yourself because you're confused and you're in fear. You're in fear of their God, not the real God, okay? And they milk off you in that way. So that's it. That's exactly what they're like. So I'm pretty sure everybody on this chat knows about this already, but here I am giving a bit of a discourse on it, so there you go. Thank you for your question. Okay, let me just go down the list here a bit more. Okay. Okay, just give me 1 second here, guys. I'm start just looking down the list. Yeah, David of Shield says, it's easy to look at reality or the world with rose-colored glasses or ignore the fear-based reality. No? Well, you're not here to ignore anything, right? If we try to ignore these things, then basically that's ignorance. To ignore is to be ignorant. I think if you're ignoring anything, you're being ignorant. Okay? It's not about ignoring anything. It's about the idea of the realization that all these things exist, but this is how I choose to live my life. This is how I decide. I'm working with decisiveness, not ignorance. Okay? So to ignore is just ignorance, right? And it's not about ignoring this. Yeah, okay, that's what's happening, just ignore it. No, you don't ignore it. You look into it. You acknowledge that it's there, right? But you realize that this is not who you are, and you surrender, and you let it go, and you let it move on its way, and you go on your way. It's like you see this fork in the road, you see it yourself here, and you realize this fork of the road was actually put together there by you. It's through the powers, it's through the ability that you have of your own world to put that obstacle there. And this fork in the road represents the emotional path. It's your own emotions, it's your own beliefs, it's your own mentalities, and now you surrender that, and now the fork disappears, and really all there is now is just one road. There's no longer that fork in the road. It becomes one. Because now I'm living a world of decisiveness. I'm living through decisiveness of myself. I'm no longer looking into the idea of having a fork in the road where I'm trying to make choices. Okay? Choices are all based on confusion. Choices are actually all based on ignorance. Okay? When you clear away everything and you listen to yourself, say, okay, do I go left, do I go right? There really is no left or right. There's just straight ahead. And you go straight ahead. Okay? So it's always that idea of that one decision. It's just the idea of non-binary. Okay? Everything that you make a decision on is always non-binary. Okay? It's not a yes or a no with question marks. It's just yes, 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 nope. Yes, 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 nope. Yes, 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 nope. That's it. Decisions have always led to a non-binary result. Okay? Choices, you've never experienced them. They're nothing but thoughts. Do I do this? Do I do this? Do I go up? Do I go down? Do I go left? Do I right? Do I go right? Do I go straight ahead? Decisiveness says go straight ahead. Therefore, you've never experienced the up, the left, the right, the down. You went straight ahead. Okay? That's the idea. You're going straight ahead. You're working with decisiveness. You're being non-binary. Okay? binary nature is, oh, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, right? Choices, choices, choices. There are no choices. You've never experienced a choice. By that I mean you've never been able to walk two paths at once. It's always been a single path. This is ahead for me. Do I go for it? Yes, go. This is to my left. Do I acknowledge it? Nope, go on. Move over this way. Okay? It's always led to a single decision. It's always led to a single action. Okay? This is why choices don't need to be there. Choices are a product of ignorance. Okay? They're not a salvation. They're an ignorance. And the true nature of you being in harmony with yourself comes down to decisiveness. It's living the non-binary. It's living the non-dual. And that's where you're truly feeling peace, right? Again, I can talk about this all day, but really when I use words, guys, I'm basically telling you more so about what things are not, rather than what things are. To know what things are is something that you have to generate through your own experience, right? Okay, let's go down the list here a bit more. Okay, I think we're going to take one or two more questions and we're going to wrap up. Okay. Tina says, awesome. I told my mom as a Roman Catholic and told my mom, didn't the Romans kill Jesus? She just looked at me and said nothing. There you go, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Daryl also says, do not fear God. He does not want your fear, only love. Exactly. And this is exactly why religions will put that. Oh my God, they're a good, God-fearing people. How exactly do you have a good, God-fearing people? People that fear God are good. No, they're scared and they're ignorant because they don't know God. If you truly know God, you embrace God with pure love, pure happiness, pure joy, because you are the very God you seek. You are the very God nature that you are. We fear God because we don't know ourselves, right? And that's just, again, the stupidity and ignorance of religions. Right? Okay, I know I could turn this into a big religious debate, but I'll try not to. Sakura asked the question, why can we get insights by using tarot? Well, as I've talked about with tarot here, guys, a lot of people are curious about how tarot works, right? There must be some sort of entity or force that comes in, Brad, that's outside of yourself, that's bringing in this information relating to the tarot. It's not at all. This is a map, okay? The tarot is a map. It's a subconscious map, and it works together with your imprint. As it works together with your imprint, when you're laying down a reading, you're reading a subconscious map. It's linked directly to the subconscious. And everything in regards to its astrological, numerological, spiritual, esoteric, occult significance of how it was derived all work together in the complements of nature. And so this is why it is organized in the way to work as a subconscious map. This is you just playing with a map. It's your subconscious map. And the subconscious is interconnected to all things. So that's all you're doing with the tarot. It's not about some demon, right, coming in and controlling my hand and trying to shuffle a deck, right? I could even ask the tarot about that and saying to the tarot right now, tarot, how do you work? How does the tarot work? How are you able to present the information that you do through these patterns of cards that I'm using, right? Let's see what the tarot says, okay? Let's check that out. So how does the tarot work? How is it able to put all these patterns together? How is it able to work and bring all these things together, right? Okay. So again, this is basically coming up as the Four of Wands, which represents, again, me being the querent. Okay, the querent is how do you work? And it's all through basically a confirmation of what I just said. It's all about the subconscious. The subconscious brings you this map. It's showing you this beautiful palace here in the background with the people that are welcoming you in. It's your subconscious at work. And it's only telling me about my subconscious here. Okay. It's telling me about my emotional states. It's telling me about my mental states. It's telling me about what I need to know through what the map of the subconscious pertaining to the tarot can represent. It's letting you know about the past, about how we can bring everything together, how we can synthesize everything together, how we can make everything become completely understandable. Once you understand the techniques and you understand the significances behind what each of these cards themselves represent, to bring about into that alchemy of understanding. This is indeed an ancient esoteric practice. This is something that has been used for thousands of years, and it has helped people who have the knowledge to understand how to utilize the tarot to bring about great, deeper secrets through the subconscious that are enabling them to see things that they could not see before, hence representing the idea of the B and the J, the Boaz and the Jachin, the one voice, the one way, the one direction, the one way to God, the one route to God, helping you to understand the deeper secrets that through your own prompting of being the querent, you have the enabling of moving yourself into a greater, richer tapestry of understanding the subconscious map that identifies yourself and realizing that you are creator, that you are the one that holds all the answers, and the cards are simply reflecting that. And it's a matter of getting out of your own ego, standing up for yourself, being true to yourself, knowing that what the cards are saying to you are the truth. That this is you simply expressing yourself through the nature of this imprint, which represents the subconscious map, to helping you understand more of yourself as you stand in the light of your truth. Therefore, when you stand in the light of your truth, you will feel an emotional well-being. You will feel that you are moving into the greater depths of yourself. You're moving into the higher aspects of the mind. When you are starting to learn how to read the tarot, when you're able to work with these cards and you let them share themselves with you and you just let the flow come in. It's a subconscious map that the subconscious is also speaking together with you through. Okay? And it's all harmonized. It's all brought together. Right? Here we are, seeing the crown right here. Right? The crown in the background. It's all representing you. It's all representing your synthesis. It's representing the mastery of yourself. As you let the subconscious come through, as these cards function as a gateway for yourself, as you let these cards help to tell you a story that is contained inside your own subconscious map, to which each person themselves will have their own perspective and realization of what the tarot is attempting to tell them, then they will therefore move forward into the greater imprinting of realizing that their own subconscious is on their side, helping them to move into resolutions of certain factors that they have not been able to see before, and now they're able to completely release because they now receive the great knowledge of the occultism pertaining to the tarot that will enable them to set themselves free once they realize the great language that is attempting to convey to you. Okay? That's it in a nutshell, guys, about the tarot. And that's all coming through subconscious. Maybe you have to rewind it and put it in slow motion a bit. But that is what I am getting about the subconscious. It's never anybody else. It's never the outside. It's your own self. It's your own subconscious map that you are seeing through the tarot. That's why I love it. It's beautiful. Okay? I'm a big fan of the tarot. That's why I use it a lot. That's why I like someone like Janine. Right? And I'm actually using her spread right now. If you guys actually could see, I'm using her spread. I'm not too sure if I can put... I wouldn't say it's her spread. I mean, it's part of Native American tarot, actually. But it's a spread that she uses. Okay, so I'm just going to put out an example reading here. I'm not going to actually ask any questions. I'm just going to put some random cards down so you guys can see for yourself that I'm actually using a spread that Janine uses quite a bit too. Okay. Okay. So. Here it is. This is upside down, but it's the same type of spread that Janine uses. Here is you, or the querent. Here is the situation. Here is the past. Here is the present. Here is the near future. Here is the advice, and here is the aspect of the advice. Okay? So it's all representing the same type of spread that Janine uses, because I've actually been looking into some of her courses, which are actually quite enlightening. It's very nice. Okay, so I'm using the same kind of spread that she's using. And I've only done this recently. I've had my own spreads in the past, but I've looked into the one that Janine uses, and I really like it. It's really good. I can see why she likes using the Kachina knife spread. It's very to the point, and I'm a to the point guy. Right? So I like using that as well too. It's a lot of fun. Okay, guys, I think we're going to wrap up for today. Thank you, everybody, for joining me for New Earth TV Live. I hope you've enjoyed everything that has been shared today on the webcast. So again, remember to join me this Sunday. Okay, join me this Sunday for Adronis. Okay, transmissions from Adronis this Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Open Q&A with Adronis on Zoom. Again, just for the Zoom attendees, go into the video description and you can sign up for it for free. Okay. And I will see you guys on Sunday. So thank you very much for joining me today. Love and blessings to all of you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar. And may it be well with you all. Take care and see you Sunday. Bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to New Earth Teachings on YouTube. Don't forget to check out our websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can do private sessions with me, and also atherx.co. And through AetherX, you'll be able to pick up your Healing Code Cards body deck, your mind deck, and your energy deck through AetherX. You will also be able to pick up the Etherbed kit. That is also on AetherX as well. Not to mention that you'll also be able to pick up some apparel and accessories that is also available on AetherX. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar, and may it be well with you.